Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Table Talk. I'm your host, Jake Combs, and tonight we're taking a look at some Kill Team items. Now the first one is going to be the Gellerpox Infected. Now that box set is not new per se, but it's new to me specifically, and so we definitely wanted to take a look at that, share that with you, share our thoughts. And then also we have Soulshackle, the latest Kill Team box set. Now, that box also has actually been out for a couple weeks now. We're just now getting to the unboxing for it and taking a look at it. Do apologize for the delay, but better late than never, right? So let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to take a look at the Gellerpox Infected first. All right, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to break the seal on it. And that is my lovely kitty, Moira. All right. So, I mean, right off the bat, we have some really ugly looking beasties for Chaos themselves. Definitely very Nurgle-esque in all of the rot, and the fact that we have Pox and Infected in their name itself definitely implies Grandfather Nurgle himself. Now, I think this guy I thought was really interesting. Kind of looks like wearing like a Necron head as a mask, possibly, or actually his head has been replaced with a Necron head. I'm not sure which. But let's go ahead and open this up and take a look. Now, the original release of these was for the Kill Team Rogue Trader box set, specifically for its own release of Kill Team. And so we have our assembly guide. Now, the recent Kill Team Compendium does have the specific Kill Team rules for these guys. So I'm not expecting to see any rules in here. We have our bag of bases. And surprisingly, we have everything on a single sprue. And then we have our other bases for the three big guys. Now, taking a look at the sprue, and there's a lot of fantastic detail. I mean, like this guy alone kind of gives me Great Unclean One vibes, but in a much smaller stature. I definitely really like the technological aspects that we typically don't see in like Chaos Demon models more often than not. But definitely some really cool stuff on here. And the only problem I have with these guys is really trying to decide if I'm going to build them as is or try to modify them in any way. Now, building them as is gives some really great models, and I do actually intend to do a set like that. Now, if I do decide that I want to modify them, I'm probably going to go ahead and procure a second box just for that, because a lot of these pieces would make for great bits for other conversions as well. Now, looking at this side of the sprue, most of it we see is open cavities, and so not a lot of backsides unless we're talking about the glitchlings. Most of those are basically kind of technological Nurglings, at least from what I can tell. Now, I don't really know the story behind these guys, so I can't say with any certainty what's going on with them, but definitely some great looking models. Really looking forward to building and painting them. They're definitely gonna move up pretty much higher in the hierarchy of my tabletop building plans. Now for Soulshackle, let's go ahead and open this up. Now, one thing I really like is that with this big box, we don't have any of the plastic covering. All we have is just these bigger stickers that seal the box. Now the box is quite heavy. And a big part of that, I'm gonna go ahead and just tip this. So we have a lot of heavy sprues just from the terrain pieces. Now from what I understand, this is gonna be the last Kill Team box involving the Gellerdark. And the terrain pieces just have so much detail, and combining them with the other sets, it's gonna make for some really awesome tabletops, especially involving Arcs of Omen. Now, at the time of filming, the third Arcs of Omen book is actually finally available for pre-order, and they actually had also just announced that a fourth one focused on, I believe his name, on Farsight. I believe he's Commander Farsight, I'm not certain. I don't know the Tau super well. And, I mean, look at that, there's just so much detail on those sprues. And then these, we got the two and a quarter sprues for the actual models, for the teams. And then we have two last sprues. Now, the one thing that actually had me the most excited, let's see if we can find that sprue. So there were two specific items in the set that I was really excited for. One was a specific piece of terrain, which is basically like a three-dimensional holographic map. I'm not seeing it in here, which tells me it's probably going to be attached to one of these sprues. Now, for right here, these are our Arbites. Now, I always thought they were called Arbites until listening to some recent audiobooks. And now I do see that Cyber Mastiff. Definitely looking forward to painting a good dog. Now, the Arbites I'm actually excited for because I want to actually take them and modify them to be with my Necromunda Enforcers gang, and basically kind of flesh them out more. And let's see. Okay, so this one is the shields and the rest of their weapons and add-ons for their sprues. And then we have the Drukhari set. Now the Drukhari set is the thing I'm least interested in all of this. I don't know if I'm actually going to end up building them or if I'm just going to use them for bits and mostly like dead bodies on sprues more than anything else. But that has yet to be seen. I mean, the detail in the models is still great, don't get me wrong, and I've always really enjoyed the Drukhari aesthetics and lore, but nothing about the set really screams amazing to me, and so it's not anything that I'm super excited about. I'm just taking another glance over the sprues. I found it. So right here, so that's part of that three-dimensional map I was talking about. I think it would be hilarious to actually build the actual map itself to mimic what's on this board. Kind of a little meta effects there. Now, let's go ahead and pull this down. So as always, we have our divider. Separating the sprue from the printed materials. We have our bases. And then we have our rulebook, an assembly guide, and then our actual board itself. Now the board, I've actually seen pictures of. It's not incredibly different than the ones that we've had from the last two boxes, which isn't a bad thing, especially considering that these three boxes are meant to actually be combined together. Now, with everything going on with Arcs of Omen, and then this is for our, looks like, yeah, that's all Arbites. So with everything going on with Arcs of Omen, I do expect that these boards will get a lot more use, and Now, the one thing I actually did not notice before, so this guy's weapons, I like the look of, but specifically for the Drukhari, that guy's bird. And so I'm definitely going to be taking that and putting that towards something else. And then I like that it ends with a center image of their canine unit. But definitely some cool stuff here. Really looking forward to building the dog more than anything else. But and the terrain, because like I said, it's some fantastic terrain in here. But that's it for tonight. Thank you guys as always for watching. And if you do have any thoughts of things that you would like to see on the channel, please share those in the comments below. We'd be more than happy to entertain those ideas. You know, you just have to share them with us as far as what you would like to see. But that's it for tonight, and thanks as always for watching.